gun that doesn't fire.
Yeah, therein lies the problem.
Hello, everybody. This is DM Discussion, and we are Gotham After Dark, Thrones of the Underworld. With me, I have a full complement of folks that are going to be joining us today while I fix my background here. We have Audible, Faceless, The Architect, Access Mystic Knight, Toreador, Ethera, and Crosshair 2.0. And of course, I logged into the wrong game. So we're going to. Let's see who we start with. Who'd I end with the last game? I ended with the Architect, right?
No.
Yes, I did actually.
Because I cried in one.
Make sure that I can hear it. I can. All right. So. Okay, so outside of the Architect, who wants to go first? I'll leave it to you guys.
Okay, I'll go first. That's fine.
All right. I can barely hear you there, Crosshair, so you're gonna need to speak up.
How's that? How about that?
Yeah, pick your head up. Pick your head up off the pillow. It's like you're under the blankets and shit
No, I'm not under the blankets, man.
with a flashlight.
Lightsaber, shut up.
So when last we left you, Crosshair was meeting up with, had met up with
Glasgow.
Ethera, correct?
Ethera. Yeah.
So that would mean that you're together right now at the restaurant.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Ethera, are you there? Okay.
Who were you asking about?
Mike, are you available?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, he's asking
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I responded.
No, we didn't hear you. I don't know if anybody
Oh.
else heard.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get rid of this here. All right. So did you guys devise your plan? Did you settle on anything, or were you still having your conversation?
I believe
We
the
had-
conversation was that I was trying to get you to link up with Vanessa, and you wanted me to kill Audible.
Yeah.
Okay, go. You guys go. You don't need me for that.
No, I think that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that was in the that was pretty
it.
much the end of the conversation. She asked me how did I want it. Did I want it quiet or do I want it messy? I told her use your discretion.
Right,
You
because I had
know.
something didn't seem right about her to me. So
So she said it'll take some time. I was like, okay, when it's done, I'll meet up with you in Vanessa.
Okay. So,
But at the same time, after she had left, I called up Glasgow and asked him about the black substance, how much did he have left, and what was he doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't explain it to me. I had to come and see it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go see Glasgow to see what he was talking about.
Okay. Which leaves Athera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the last thing I had was that Crosshair has some kind of EM field around her.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's talking about Sal, who it's generally well-known secret that they don't like each other. She's talking like everything is hunky-dory, so that's a little sus.
Okay.
I mean, I have my suspicions. That's about it.
Okay.
But from there, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna hop on the train, go get back to near the site in Queens so I can recover the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Also, take a moment. I will actually ride through that neighborhood to see if anything has changed. Where the
Okay.
lab was.
Okay. All right.
Okay, jokey. So once he leaves, like I said, I'm making my way over to see Glasgow.
You're going back to see Glasgow. Glasgow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, left the restaurant. Fast forward a little bit of time. Get back to your super secret hideout, and all you can hear is
Big neon sign.
as you're climbing stairs. All you hear is no. What the fuck? Oh shit! And you can hear there's it sounds like glass breaking, metal on metal just dropping to the ground. Oh no!
I run in.
You bust through the door. Directly ahead of you is Glasgow. If he can meld into the cabinetry behind him and the surface of the table behind him and the cabinetry behind him, if he can push himself, that's exactly what he's doing. His eyes wide with fear. And you find his sight line. You turn to something covered in what looks like oil. If I had to describe it, it would be some sort of animal that's anthropomorphic, meaning it's in the shape of a humanoid, but it's back to you, and it's just smashing things, growling.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak up behind him if I can, and surprise attack and stealth kill him.
Okay, so it's just smashing shit.
Hit him into the medulla oblongata with
The medulla oblongata. I will give you one opportunity attack. So you can either make a straight roll using your strength, or if you have a dexterity-based attack, then you can use that.
I have surprise attack, 3 speed point.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to strike from the shadows, and you specialize in eliminating threats before they even realize you're there. When you attack a creature or a target that has not yet acted during the first round.
Yeah, I don't know if you're moving further away from your microphone.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm mumbling, talking. Okay,
Yeah.
how's that?
Yeah, I mean it's a little clearer.
Okay.
I just just be cognizant of that, because every time you move away, it just gets more muffled and harder to understand.
I know how to strike from the shadows, and you specialize in eliminating targets before they even realize I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
It says When I make an attack, one that is completely unaware of your presence, you gain the upper hand. Eases the attack by one step as though you were trained or had an asset. Deals +2 additional damage if the attack is successful. This ability applies whether you're attacking from stealth, ambushing from cover, or moving before your target can react. The effect and result of the calculated precision, not luck or brute force. You can use surprise attack with melee, ranged, or embedded weapons, so long as the situation allows for surprise. And I happen to have all of them. And I also have stealth kills. You are trained in a choice of 2 of the following skills: disguise, deception. Oh. Okay, yeah, I like that. Oh, that's stealth skills. My bad. So.
Okay, so walk me through really quickly what it is that you're using.
I have well, it says I can either use ranged or.
And this is what? No need for weapons or combat prowess?
This is surprise attack takes away 3 points to use.
Wait, I'm looking at your character sheet. I don't see it. That's why I'm asking.
See what?
For surprise attack.
Surprise attack under special ability. It's on top.
Did you create another one?
The very first one.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. Are you on the Monty Cook one, or did you create one in the Roll20?
I created. No, it's under Cypher. Okay.
Let me look again.
That's a classic. You kind of. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We didn't archive the other one. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Okay, ease attack by 1 step. +2 to damage. Okay, and so you can use that. So that's 1. What else are you using? Or, I mean, the only reason why I'm asking is because you can use, there's certain limitations, but just go through the entirety of this attack. We need to start getting used to looking at the character sheet and knowing exactly what you're going to do, because it's essentially right there in front of you. So, you know.
Right. I can use surprise attack.
Yep. That costs 3 speed points.
With machine precision. Gives me precision gives me +1 after and all.
You're doing it again.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're. I don't know what's going on today.
I can use precision. It gives me +1 and all.
Dude, seriously, get close to your mic. I literally can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, much better.
That's better.
Much better?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I have precision, which gives me +1 asset on all ranged attacks.
Okay.
I don't know how.
But that's not in the range attack. You said you're gonna.
Oh no, but I can use my whatchamacallit with ranged or melee. So I figure if I can get a +1 asset on it, I'm gonna use ranged attack. I'm gonna use my silenced heavy pistol.
That's fine. So, so that would mean that you would just need to make the roll, and your whatever the difficulty is, will be reduced by 2.
Okay, what does the asset do for me? +1 asset. What does that do for me?
The asset reduces the difficulty by 1.
So that's 3.
I think it's only 2. So you're using surprise attack, right? And then the
Surprise
asset.
attack.
Yep. And that's 1.
Easy attack by 1 step. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Surprise attack is 1, and precision is 1 also, so that's 2.
Okay.
All right, so I shall roll.
Make your roll, sir.
I'm going for the medulla oblongata to kill this thing. Blah. Let's go. Please let me roll freaking exceptional. I'm gonna like crap this entire game system. Here we go. What the fuck did I tell you? I use an experience point.
All right. Go ahead and re-roll. All right. Okay, so that's essentially if that beats the difficulty was 3, 6, 9. That beats the difficulty 3. So you take away the 2. Actually, you did hit.
Yay.
So you pull out you pull out your pistol, you take aim, you shoot it. What's the damage?
The damage is
It's a medium weapon, correct?
it is a silenced heavy pistol.
Okay. That's not really helping me out. I'm just trying to figure out where it is. So silenced heavy pistol. So it's one moment here because I need to find it.
Sorry for holding this up.
Figure it out anyway.
The heavy pistol should be medium because I think they have a Desert Eagle as a medium weapon.
It's 6 points, so it's considered a heavy ammo. All right, let me make sure that I'm. For example, combat knife. Oh, wait a minute, no. Is it medium? That's a punch. Medium weapons 4. Yeah, it's 6 points.
6 plus 2.
All right, so that's 8 points. All right, and because you didn't, you're pretty middle of the road on your roll. At this point, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't allow you to add extra effort to the shot. But okay, so you hit it, you shoot it, 8 points. Bullet goes through its back, out its front, splashing his. He had smashed his computer and his workstation, and that you can see it splashes a mixture of dark crimson blood all over the panel and wall as it staggers forward, and you can hear its ragged breath. And once it turns, that really hurt me doing that. Jesus Christ. One, it turns bearing its fangs. It's some sort of weird, and it's an animate. It looks like it has the face of a pug, but its face is completely distended. Its fangs are just jagged coming out of its mouth. It can't really close it, and it once it takes a measure of you and Glasgow, you're with the weapon, smoke coming from the barrel, it immediately jumps to attack you. So we're going to roll initiative, and this is speed task. So you roll.
Yay.
You roll your initiative. Do you have any bonuses on that? You do. You're trained in the initiative. That gives you gives you 1 for that. Do you have anything else? Looking at your character sheet along with you, just to help this along so that we can
Yes, sir.
do that.
Yeah, the pug sounds like a
weak
standard
strain,
description of a
smart,
pug.
plus I get +2 to my intellect pool. I don't think I do, sir.
Okay, so you just have the 1. So make a die roll of 20.
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
not with that roll. Even if I you grant the extra 3 points for the lessening of the difficulty, it's still a 7. So you would, you didn't beat the target roll. He leaps over and with both its clawed hands reaches out to rip at your throat. Immediately going for your throat. It's making that pug sound.
Okey doke. All I gotta do is put some duct tape over his nose and have it suffocate. Pugs can't breathe that good.
Just remember, I don't make any rolls. I'm just declaring the action. You have to defend and make a roll. So what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to.
That's the beauty about this game for me. I don't make any rolls. You guys make all the rolls. I just declare the action.
Can I kick a chair towards it as it's trying to leap to interrupt it so it trips over the chair?
There's a stool immediately to your right between you and Glasgow.
So I roundhouse kick the stool to him so he trips. It doesn't make it to me. Like
Okay.
he falls short. So should have kicked. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No! Oh!
Ah, be damn. Yo, this digital dice does not like me for this freaking whatchamacallit. Ah, be damn.
It was at this moment that he knew. he fucked up.
Okay.
Let's go.
So with that, just as you're about to kick it, it lands in front of you, hands wrapped around your throat, and it just takes a big bite. Its mouth opens you could hear bones cracking and its jaw expanding to the point where and because you're a female, your entire frame is smaller naturally. So from the top of your breastbone right through your shoulder and to the back, it just sinks its teeth right into you. So that bite does 7 points of damage. Do you have anything to mitigate that?
You saw.
That would be 7 from your might pool.
Yes, sir. Extreme start. I'm checking. Enable embedded weapon system, no firewall, stuff. Controls. Plus.
Doesn't look like it to me anyway, but look at you. You have a chameleon cloak.
Infiltration.
Toolkit. Disrupting.
Appropriate clothing. Retractable wrist blade. Nope.
All right.
No armor.
So once it takes that bite, you can feel it, and in your vision, you can see this red line. It's alert. You can see a digital image of your body, where the damage is, and this thing it's literally locked on. Now, I'm going to give you this because very few of us we haven't mastered the system, but I want you to look at your ciphers for your next action, because it is your action now. As part of that, and that's the GM intrusion, it bites onto you and locks in. You can hear the bones crunching as it's crushing your shoulder. And you took 7 points to your might pool. You have 3 left.
I have disrupting. My Cypher automatically kicks in. Disrupting. It says for the next day, each time the user strikes a solid creature or object, the attack generates a burst of nanites that directly attacks the organic cells. Mm-hmm. The target takes 1 additional point of damage. If the target's level is less than the Cypher's level, it loses its next action. Otherwise, its next action is hindered.
So this takes the form of what? You can describe what this Cypher is.
Given that everything else is like a blur, and I still think I'm in my real body, and I'm, well, with some improvements, the nanites come out kind of like Bloodshot. Remember, when he shot the grenade at him, and he broke down the grenade and everything else. Like nanites. The nanites come out like that, but instead of them being like red, they be like bluish or greenish or whatever.
Okay, so
let's keep it red.
Go ahead, and you still need to make a strike roll.
Yes, sir. Oh, please go.
And remember, you can expend effort, but you only have, and with that 2, I would say no.
Experience point.
You're gonna. Okay.
Roll again.
Roll again.
You're
go. Flailing away. Okay, with that 13, you did hit it. You can. So, describe it for me, because hitting it for me is different in my mind's eye than what you're thinking. It's literally locked onto it's locked onto the shoulder where your gun is. So your gun is effectively pointing down, straight to the floor. So that leaves your left hand free, your feet, knees,
So with that, I aim with my embedded weapon, if I can. I stab it and have the nanites go through there,
Okay.
feeding into his body.
What's the damage?
Damage is... It takes 1 additional point of damage. If the target level is less than the Cypher's level, it loses its next action.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, I
let's
mean with the
see,
embedded weapon. What is it? How much damage does it do?
I believe it only does 3 or 4. It's a light integrated weapon.
Okay. The wrist blades. All right, so it's a
Yes.
light weapon, so that would mean it does 2 points plus the 3 plus the 1 additional point for the disrupting Cypher. Now with
Right.
this, if you want to, I mean you only have 3 points in your pool left, but if you wanted to increase the damage, you can do so by spending that. You do have an edge. You can do 1 effort, 2 points. Oh wait, you have armor, right? It says armor 1
Good.
on your character sheet.
Is that on the bottom?
No, on the top where your attribute is. So that means that you only took 7 points. I mean 6 points. All right, so you have
Right.
4 in your pool.
All right, so yeah, I use the effort and
All right, so using the effort, that gives you an additional, I believe it's 3
hold on 1
points.
second. Give me a second.
Yeah, go
Give me a
ahead.
second. Give me a second.
You literally walk away from the keyboard. All right.
Sweet Christmas. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
So,
So one, so I
again,
took
I'm
7
going
points.
to extend the olive branch. Look at your equipment again. First paragraph.
First paragraph under equipment.
Yep.
You start with a variety of tools granted, the dose, 3 doses. Oh! Oh, what you know about that? So when is my attack? I'm gonna use the whatchamacallit.
You can do it on this
Matter of
attack.
fact,
You use your
I use it-
you use your retractable blade. So
Oh, I had the poison. Go in.
okay. It's a level 2. Okay. So that would make it 5 plus your 2. That's 7 additional points plus the. How much damage did you do in the earlier round? Was it 7?
7, yeah.
Okay, so total of 14. All right. Once your blade extends, you stab at it in your desperation because it's crushing your armor, or crushing you specifically, and you can hear it. It gives a dog-like whine and pain, and it releases you and moves away. There's something in its eyes that suggests not intelligence, but fear as it's moving away from you, and it's moving towards Glasgow. He's like, no, get that thing away from me! As he jumps on the counter and tries to literally crawl inside.
Oh, Glasgow?
Yeah, he's like the space between the cabinet and the counter. He's like trying to squish himself into that little corner. As the thing backs up, it literally backs up to where it's parallel to where he is.
This is gonna be messy. I'm going to jump on his back, and I'm gonna pump another 2 rounds in his head if I can, or 1 round in its head.
Okay. So
Even in my damage state, I switch the gun to my left hand.
Mhm. Well, you're not hindered at this point. You're now free, so you can attack, and you're not at the point where you're at 0 for your might pool. You still have 4 left. You didn't use any points in that attack, so you can do that. So go ahead and make a speed roll as your attack because you're doing a combination.
So my speed is a 12.
Mm-hmm. That's your pool, so you can use your pool. When I say make a speed roll, I mean you have access to that pool now to be able to make that action.
Okay. I use like 2 points towards the roll, 3 points towards the roll.
Okay, you don't have an edge in speed, so yeah, it would be 3 points. All right.
I use 3 points towards the roll. So here we go.
Well, actually, you have 9 because you used 3 from the surprise attack. Okay. What did you roll? 12? All right, so essentially you rolled a 15, lowering that difficulty. Well, however it works out.
Right.
That 12, yeah, you do your acrobatic flip onto its back with a squish as you land on it. It yells out in pain, and you were shooting it or using your wrist blade?
I got another dose of poison. I can probably use poison.
Okay.
I don't think I only have 1 dose.
You'll have 1 left if you use it the second time, yes.
All right, I'll use it again. I'll hit him with it again.
Okay. So once you do that third strike, it has its intended effect. The thing just drops to its knees, falls forward, and you do a little acrobatic tumble off of it. And
no, the hell I don't. I'm hurting. I fall like a bag of potatoes.
Okay, so you can
There's
hear
no acrobatics.
you can hear it gasping for air and just.
Put the last bullet. I put another bullet in it.
So you can hear just as you're about to pull the trigger, you can hear Glasgow, but you're I need you to make an intellect roll to stop you. Difficulty will be a 2, so you need a 6 or better.
My intellect is a 14.
That's just your pool, so you can it's a straight 20, unless you want to use effort to lower the difficulty to 1.
No. I think I can beat a 6 or better.
Sorry.
I think I can beat a 6. I'm not going to use anything.
Did I laugh out
No,
loud?
Famous
I know you
last
laugh.
words. Famous
I
last
know,
words.
right? I know. Here we go. Watch me roll like a 5 or a 4.
Okay, so just as you're squeezing that trigger, and you hear him say, "No, I need it alive."
Okay, I stop. Do I stop or do I?
Yeah, no. You stop. That's
Okay,
what that was for, to hear him, because you're in the heat of that moment. That's the decision you took. That's the impulse. Gun comes out, cocking, getting ready to shoot. He screams. It pierces through this combat haze that you're in, and you can hear him. You stop, looking up at him. He's like, "No!" And once your finger comes off the trigger, he's like, "Take off your boots! Get away from it!" Because you can see a pool of blood just moving quickly off from underneath it towards you.
Take off my boots. And I kick off my boots. I keep my boots close to him. Take off the boots so it doesn't track anything else like that. Matter of fact, I cut my boots off. I got a blade. I cut my boots off.
Okay. Do that.
And I jump right out of my boots. Well, crawl out of my boots because I'm hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And I move away from him.
Okay.
Do I have anything on my clothes?
You do have there's splash
my clothes
damage
off.
from the shots, yeah, and from the
Take my clothes
blade
off.
going into its body, yes. All right. So once you start stripping, he's maneuvering underneath the cabinet and opening it up. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And he takes out
right
this.
here.
No, he's just like, "No, not that." He just takes out a what looks like a flat disc with it's like a miniature Guyver metal, and he pushes the button in the center and throws it at it. And in that space, it expands. This is his Cypher. So it expands and covers the entirety of that body with what looks like a carbon tube. So it's covered. The best way that I could explain it, it's like thick tin foil. So it just covers the whole thing to where you can see it moving, but it's completely sealed. And then he's maneuvering next to you. He's like, get out of the room. Leave your clothes. Go.
I leave all my clothes. I go out the room.
He jumps off the counter to a spot where there's none of the splatter damage, and none of the blood is. And as he's doing that, he's taking off his lab coat, taking off his shirt, and just wiping his face because you literally did all of that with him less than a meter from it. So all of that shot damage, stabbing, pulling out the blade, all of that shit was splashing everywhere. So he's just like, fuck. All right. So I'm going to move on to Audible.
The last thing I do.
Yes, go ahead.
If I go to the next room,
Mm-hmm.
I turn on the light. I want to look in the mirror because I don't see any blood.
Okay. So when you go look in the mirror, you can see the damage, and it looks like, to you, it looks like the whatever armor that Glasgow gave you, that's what's protecting you right now. You can still feel the bite. It's as if you got if you had plate armor, like like a bulletproof vest, and somebody shot it. It didn't penetrate, but you felt it. And that's what this looks like. You can see little sparks, but they're starting to close. So that's gonna be a Cypher that you're gonna get. It's nanobot reconstruction. It's a level 4 Cypher, and it will heal up to 2 levels for two more instances. You're going to need to replace disrupting because that's gone.
Okay. So once you use one Cypher, that's it. One and done.
Yes, they're one and done.
Okay. So I'm looking at it and I put let me say this correctly. I put my finger in the wound. I was about to say I stick my finger in. Hey now. Let's see what I feel.
It's a PG-13 game.
Hey, not the way we talk sometimes.
I mean, it feels like it feels solid, and and your finger's starting to move. You can feel this tingling sensation as the nanites reconstruct that area.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to move to Audible and Toreador.
Pass out.
Okay. As I find some Mike and Ike's to eat. I shouldn't be doing that.
Push.
So, all right. Audible, Architect. You got refitted.
No, it's Audible and Toreador.
Toreador, excuse me. I apologize. Architect's in a whole different scenario. So, you guys got refitted. Your outfits will be ready before within an hour or two. His team is working on constructing them to your specifications. And I forgot what her name was. Blood Him, or Anna, as she wants, as she gave specifically Toreador the permission to give her to call her by her government.
Yeah, because she's feeling them.
She comes in. She's like, she peeks through the doors. She's like, "Are we done? We good?" And the designer's like, "Yes, we're fine. Just give me about an hour." She's like, "Not talking to you. There, Sassy Pants, talking into them. She says them, but she's looking at Toreador.
Right.
Listen, the last thing we did, okay, was that we went in that room with the doctor.
Oh,
Right.
my
Right.
God, yes. I
Right.
forgot about that. I
Right.
apologize. Let's go.
Right.
So she had left the room. That was your thing, and he was in the position of begging in his language, which neither of you speak.
No.
She's convinced that he knows English, but he is doing a very convincing job of communicating that he does not understand English language. So
Yeah, Toreador was just basically gonna guide me on how he wanted me to help him with the torture process, because he's good at that. He's the lead on this, and I'm just basically like,
So,
whatever you need to do, I got you.
to his right and left, there are varying tools of torture. Some rusty and ornamental. You can tell they've been used, but they haven't in a long time. And to your mind, or to your, I don't know, did somebody drop?
No one looks like it's here.
Oh, no. What's going on, Main?
No, James is here.
No, Main.
No, I'm here.
Main
Yeah.
Main just joined, so I just got to fix some stuff. But as we're we can talk it through. The equipment to your right is the ornamental stuff, but it's still functional. It's rusty, you know it hurts, and it's old school torture. The stuff to the left, that's the surgical stuff. Scalpels, forceps, so fine detail work.
So, the guy holding him in place, that he doesn't multiply.
Mm-hmm.
He
Back of
was
the room,
addressed-
and he's concentrating. Eyes are closed, and his his hands are in front of him, underneath him, like he's holding him
right.
close to his chest. You can see little sparks of energy that are wisping through his fingers as those bands of pure light constrict this gentleman. Won't stop fucking talking.
I asked the guy in the back, do we have a translator?
He said yes, but they're currently, as I understand it, they're not on the property. We're waiting on someone to get here.
That's fine. And
he's like, if
you're a
you don't,
doctor, right?
if you don't mind, I really have to pee. So can we get on with this?
Yes, we will. You are a doctor, yes?
I've been known to dabble.
How familiar are you with mutations and the ability to project their powers?
That's a pretty vague question. Can you be a little bit more specific?
Like, what part of his brain do I have to shut off for him to not to multiply?
Oh. Well, it's like neuroscience isn't necessarily my pedigree, but I would imagine I believe it's the amygdala.
So neuroscience is my thing, and I'm gonna go behind him. I'm gonna grab one of the scalpels, and I'm gonna strike that nerve. I'm gonna cut that nerve.
You're gonna have to crack through a skull.
So I'm gonna have Audible at a particular frequency with his pointer finger. Go to that part of his brain, where his brain is that I have to cut, and I'm gonna have him focus at a low frequency, increasingly slow, until it gets high enough to shatter that piece of bone, to pulverize that piece of bone.
Okay.
To give me access to the part of his brain that I have to cut. And I'm gonna talk him through the decibels that he has to start with. And from there he can go up from there.
Is Audible here?
Audible is right there. I'm staring
My
at
bad. Excuse me. I'm not looking at Zoom. I'm looking at my my OBS. It's not showing me your face. Okay.
His shiny head is glowing.
His shiny.
In the light.
Audible. This is
Yeah.
he's speaking French to German, but he's pointing. I'm assuming pointing at the spot where you need to do your subsonic drill, something that you've never done. Not to this fine a degree.
No, but I can learn.
You can. So the attempt can be made, but there's going to be penalties. And by when I mean penalties, it just shoots up the difficulty.
Okay.
It is called a stunt.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You should shut up.
So,
Negative
I
10
wanna-
XP.
because I know where he has to go, and I
Mhm.
pretty much know what decibel he needs, because the pressure that the vibration has to be to shatter to shatter the bone.
Okay.
I would like how much of an asset would I be for him?
You would just be. It would just be one.
One? Okay.
Ooh.
1 second here. Okay, let me move this so I can fix that.
I have a couple of ciphers that I think could work.
Okay, let's have it.
All right. Accuracy power shift. Ease by 1.
Okay.
Dexterity power shift. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So speed defense, I think that would work. Right? Power shift. Yeah, ease by 1. Find the flaw, I think that could work too. Even though it says if one has straightforward takes extra damage from fire, can't see out of the left eye, and so on. You will tell you what it is. I don't know. I mean, I think that would be. I mean, that would have to be a GM decision. But those are the 4 that I can look at that seem that could work.
Okay.
The last one might be tricky, but I think the other 3 could work. The accuracy, the dexterity, and the power.
Okay. Okay, so the accuracy, yes. Dexterity, no. Power, yes. And
Find the flaw.
find a flaw is interesting. I think as a part of the stunt, I will say yes. But as this is a stunt, it requires 2 rolls.
Okay.
1 for the actual stunt, and then 1 to attempt to do all of this.
Okay.
So please.
Hold on, I got something. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I got something. I just gotta make sure I can do it.
And Lou,
Yes.
Steve can actually be an asset of 2. Because not only does he know the frequency that he has to do because of his skill set, he also knows the location that he has to have it at. So that actually can ease the function. But it would be your call. Just letting you know.
Okay. Well, thank you, backup GM, and I will agree to that.
Freaking
So far you've eased the step by 5.
Hold on, I might have something I can do. Just this book is
Oh.
listed.
And one more thing. What? You can break it up into 2 actions, but the stunt itself covers the action.
Here it is.
Just clarifying that. But you can break it up if you so choose as a GM to break it up into the stunt and an action on top of it.
Well, let me take a look here. I want to make sure. Well, none of these things
The only
actually have
thing
a
is, though,
cost, so I will say
the
that yes, it's 1 action, 1 stunt.
Yeah, and you can also add a cost to it if you want to because of the difficulty on top of that. The other thing is that if you were going to separate it into 2 actions, meaning the stunt and then the action itself, depending upon success, you can determine that he could carry over whatever was used in order to ease the action.
Okay. Look. So I'm gonna use confound, and there's an ability here called advice from a friend, and I get to make him trained in the skill that he's gonna do. That's gonna lower it by 1 more.
Is that a cipher or an ability?
No, it's an ability. I'm using confound to copy the ability called advice from a friend. It's gonna cost me 1 intelligence point.
Okay.
So he's lowered it by 6 total.
So that makes Audible trained at what I'm trying to do. On top of whatever 8 I gave him.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
And
Audible.
since I haven't taken an action thing yet to to heal, to recover, I'm gonna take the instant action to
Okay.
Now,
to
Eric,
recover, to do the
you
recovery.
can also apply effort to this if
Okay.
you so choose.
Give me 1 second.
Alright.
I need to look something up. I'm looking at... Where the fuck are you? Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. So, yes, you can apply effort. It would come from your intellect pool. Where are you? There we go. Audible. And you have an edge in intellect, so it only costs you 2 points.
Talking to me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's an intellect pool. Okay. All right. So it would be edge, one edge in intellect, and what was the other edge?
So the edge only it reduces the cost of spending your pool by 1 point. That's all.
Okay.
So instead of spending 3 to reduce it by an additional step, it only costs you 2.
Okay.
I'm just taking a note of your points.
Oh, he's screwed. Okay.
Right.
As I'm
Okay.
doing this, I'm calling out to the gentleman. I'm asking him, this is being recorded, yes?
So do I have to? Do I still have to roll twice? Or
To
what?
who?
Just
No, just one roll.
The doctor.
All right. Hold on a second.
let me know what I can do it. I want to make sure everybody's paying attention. If I get my 1, I don't have to.
Okay. So, with this, I'm going to call a GM intrusion as you make your attempt.
You know what? I'm just gonna give you the XP for it now because fuck that noise.
Okay.
This is already fucking difficult enough.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Might pool
I got 6 left.
10,
That was good,
12,
Steve. I like that.
speed 12, 13, intellect, pool. Okay.
Oh, it's 1d6.
All right, so with that, he starts to move. As you're make your roll.
We good.
that's my recovery roll. Ignore that. It's 3. I got my back.
Audible, did you roll a 20?
Auto rolled a 20. All right, so whatever effort you used, it's recovered.
It's recovered. Yeah, so you don't
It's
spend
recovered,
any
and
effort.
you get a major effect out of it.
Nice.
What made
So
you?
you could describe the action and the effect that it causes with regards to what the intent was.
In this case, you don't necessarily. It's not a requirement. Essentially, you can choose to do that, or you can just choose to let the action resolve. That's the whole point. The beauty of this is it's a choice on you creatively on how you want the effect to happen.
Right.
Actually,
I remember that because I have rolled a 20 once before.
Mhm.
Actually, Eric, before you say anything, you can choose this 20 as a major effect to make it easier for you to repeat the stunt. Because the way stunts work, you have to do it successfully 3 times in a row before you can actually apply XP as it being an ability of what you created.
Okay.
With that 20, it reduces it by 1. So you'd only have to successfully do it 1 more time. But that would be up to the GM to allow that also.
Well, considering the backup GM is taking all my thunder, fuck off. No, I'm not gonna. I'm kidding. So, all right, let Audible make his description. Because what happens in the interim of him trying to move his head, as part of the effect, this is independent of what you're doing. You grab his head so that he doesn't move.
Okay.
As you're beating the son, you're hitting him with the sonic pulse. You can hear him like his scream is filling the room as it like, You see his skin part, blood starts flying out from that wound because those scalp lacerations bleed profusely. But your sonic energy is pushing it away from the incision, and you can see his skull starting to fracture. What else are you gonna do?
I'm looking at my surgeon, right? And going like this, like
Yeah, that's it.
It's like
Could
what?
part of the Luke, could part of the effect be that he got the perfect decibel to powder the bone?
Yeah, I'm not even going to consider that as part. That's the ultimate effect. The ultimate effect is that you get to what you're looking to do.
That's literally what I was going to ask him. What kind of? I wanted assistance in the description of the effect, but what he needed.
Okay.
So that's what
you see. Like I said, you see a fracture, then it's pulverizing under, and certain substances, they look like liquid when you hit them with high frequency pulses. So that's kind of what you're looking at, and you can see the brain underneath as once you crack the skull, and that section that you're looking for, that starts to vibrate and liquefy.
So I move him away so he doesn't do the damage, entirely a lot of damage to him, and I'm just gonna nick the nerve.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll nick the nerve. So because I did the recovery roll to get back that 1 XP point, that 1 point of intelligence I used.
Okay.
Right? That gives me my confound back. I'm gonna use confound again and use babble. Listen to him talk for a little bit. Like I start talking to him back in his own language.
Okay. Takes a second, but you can finally hear he's like, I don't know anything. I don't know why you keep hitting me. You're hurting me. This hurts. The pain.
So, I'm sorry, but it was a while since we played again. So, it was like what was the question he was asking them? What they wanted to know originally from him?
He's a dealer for the Shadow Scale Syndicate that they were able to that they captured on when she went to Southeast Asia.
So he wants to know what that substance is and where they're making it.
Correct.
So I ask him in his language, what is that substance and where are they making it here?
I can't say, please. He will kill me. He will find me. He has eyes everywhere. He can see everything.
Like, you're moments away of dying right now.
Better death than his wrath. My family. He has my family. My wife. My daughters. I can't. Please.
I look at T.
Yeah.
Leave this guy?
So I tell you what he's saying. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't even understand what he said. I'm like, what's he saying?
I tell you everything he just said.
Like, you believe him?
I'm like, I mean, you've seen what we've been through so far.
I mean, man, we'll do it.
But with that, I'm gonna manipulate some of his nerves and make him talk anyway.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only but so much pain he can take, because I'm not sure he's not trained to withstand this kind of fucking pain, not especially directly like that.
Oh, absolutely not. The screams that echo in that room are a delight to your ears. It's been a while since you've heard them. The whole time, he's like, no! Ah! 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 The woman! Please!
What woman?
In that moment, I'm going to make another GM intrusion. Take it or don't.
I forget how the intrusions work again.
I call the intrusion. You decide whether or not I get to do it. You get an XP. You get to decide who gets the subsequent XP. But it's really most specifically for Toreador in this case, because he's doing the questioning. Otherwise, he'd have to spend XP to nullify it.
I spend another point. I nullify it. I want to know what he's going to say. I need to know what he's going to say.
Okay.
What he was going to say was use a cyanide capsule. Oh.
Just before he loses consciousness, he calls out a name that you can remember, and he says it's an American. He's an American woman. She's rich. Simmons.
So I write that down, which I'm actually going to write down right now. But I know that name, asshole.
Such reckless hate. Okay, so with that, he doesn't take his last breath, but he's moments away.
I stabilize him.
Okay.
He can't multiply anymore anyway right now. Unless he can regenerate.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Large sandstorm. Sweet Christmas. Only in New York.
Sorry. I'm playing Dune. Sorry.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. It was a better movie than it was an MMO, trust me.
Really? Because I was going to get it, and I appreciate you talking me out of it.
Yeah, yeah. This game, like, I literally finished all the PvE content in 2 days.
Really?
Damn.
And it didn't help that I was in the beta, and I know everything was already.
Wow.
They didn't even change it, and then it become at the end of that, it just becomes all PvP battle for resources.
Oh, is that it?
So, yeah. In the end, after you do all the story, and it was just a real nice story. Don't get me wrong, it's a real cool story, and they throw the characters in there, Freya and all those guys. You see them, and you want to stab them in the face just as much you wanted to do, like in the movie, and all that shit. But it ended. Like, I literally like finished the story, and I'm not just waiting for them to give us more content.
Oh, that sucks.
The first DLC they gave us was 3 statues, and that was what really pissed me off. One of the things that pissed me off.
Okay, so Lumen is like, I hate to interrupt.
You're good. You can let him go. Go to the bathroom and come back.
Oh, thank God! He with a shutter, he releases it. The bands they flare up and then they disappear. He just falls forward to the ground, face first, with a thud.
No, I catch him.
Okay, so
I catch him.
All right.
I catch him. I lay him on the because there's a table there. They were about to torture him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I lay him on the slab, and I go to stabilize him, make sure he's stable.
Okay. All right.
Because we still need to know more.
All right, so I'm going to move to Ethera.
All right.
Ethera, you make it back.
Yo, Eric, you the man.
You make it back to the lab.
You are too.
And you can see, you make it back to her lab. They let you through, pass all the security checkpoints through the back entrances that you were given access to. And she's standing over a display table with a hologram that's floating above, right in front of her, and about maybe 7 to 8 lab techs. And they're all just marveling at what they're looking at. Like, it's one of those Stark Tech things where they can grab the image and turn it, and they're moving it all around. I would like to, I'm going to share it at some point, once I find it, because I know I was just looking at it earlier. But, and she sees you. She's like, "You're back." He's like, "Come here." He's like, "This is it. This is it." You're muted if you're talking.
Walk over and I raise an eyebrow as she's saying, "This is it." I'm looking at it.
you don't know what the hell you're looking at. It looks like
Yeah.
it looks like a purple glob with flecks of red, and it's just the thing that you do notice is that it looks crystalline, like it looks solid. And if you had to guess, if forget about guessing, what it looks like to you is like some Swarovski, what do they call it? Swarovski crystal. You know, those really fancy crystals that it's super.
Swarovski or something like that. Yeah.
It's huge, the size of a bowling ball, and it's spiky. It looks. If it were a jewel, you would want to have this. That's how it looks. Super expensive. You're just like, wow, that's crazy. She's looking at it. She's like, this is amazing, and she's turning it, and you can see some readings on the table. You know, it's all this diagnostic information that she's going through it, but there's a lot of it that still says unknown. You can see it just says the word unknown, like it's this unknown, that unknown, this unknown, as it's going down the list. But there are some certain things that you can see a DNA strand, but that DNA strand, it's just, if your character or you have ever seen a CSI episode, you know what a DNA strand looks like. Mm-hmm. This looks like something like a DNA strand on steroids. There are multiple layers. It's wrapped around. There's like it's like a super helix. It's just like, this is impossible. And then she's trying to explain it to you in scientific terms. She's essentially telling you that this should not exist. This is clearly alien. This is clearly not of Earth. But there is human, animal, there's mineral, there's vegetable, there's literally anything biological that's there, it's here. But here's the thing, and then she starts pointing at this, say that we can't identify. This we can't identify. I don't know what the fuck that is. And this over here, and she's pointing at this thing. It's like, what is this that you guys have just encountered on the street? I don't. She's animated. It's intoxicating because she's so animated, and just it's like she's been hit with 16 Red Bulls straight to the vein, and she's like, why are you here? Did I call you? Did I call you?
Oh no!
Is something wrong?
I was just passing through, and re-upping some minor equipment.
Oh yeah, please. I don't. Yeah, do what you need to do. And she dismissively turns, but it's not done with malice. As she's talking with it, as they're bantering and bouncing off ideas, she's like, "No, that's not it. That. What about this over here?" Blah, blah, blah. What are you retrieving?
Well, my original plan was to go get the bike, which is in Queens.
Assuming you got that.
Let me see. Give me a second.
And by the way, when you drove by,
nothing
out of the ordinary. The building still stands. The section where you broke through the wall, there's a high fence now, a wooden fence that was erected to block view from the street. So that you can't see down that alley anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing that stands out.
To be honest, there's really nothing I need extra that I can see at the moment. Guess I was just passing through to get a gander at her. What I will do is I put in the earpiece. I check Rita's battery levels because I haven't really had her charged up. I've been running around all over the place.
She's still at about 92% charge.
Okay. So
at that point,
after
it's just that she activates. It's like, do you need something?
Yes, Rita. I'd like to check out the other lab locations. I gather it will be difficult to do that now since they've gotten wind of someone taking interest.
Well, she says, I still have the locations as they were. It's only been a short period of time. If the laboratories are constructed in a similar setup, she gives you a timeline of how, if they're set up the same way, of how long it would take for them to break that down and move it. And you're well within the margin of error, the margin between now and the time that it would take them to fully move each one of those locations.
Wow.
So you have the opportunity to do it.
So I've met Crosshair. We had our meeting, and the other meeting I'm supposed to have is with Audible.
Mm-hmm.
Ignite.
Give me a second. I'm just making notes real quick. That's at dawn. What time is it now?
Yeah, it's around, from my notes here, it's around 2 a.m.
All right. I will check the next nearest one.
Mm-hmm.
I will go for Manhattan. What is the next nearest one? I've checked out Queens. Next nearest one, Brooklyn. Obviously not Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Bronx. Oh, again, take a trip up to the Bronx.
Okay. So I posted in the art gallery what you were looking at in the holographic image.
Okay.
Those blood platelets, they're there, but they're they're magnified. That's what they're looking at. As this thing is floating in those blood platelets, any that come near it is just absorbing them, and just changing.
I still consider whatever this is to be highly dangerous.
Okay. So, if are you going to do any more dialogue with Vanessa before you leave, or take any other actions?
No, she's knee deep in this stuff right now. So and anything would just be a distraction. So yeah, I just move on with the original plan.
Okay. It takes you no more than 20 minutes from home location. It's 2 a.m., so if the highways aren't necessarily jam-packed, you're easy with a performance motorcycle. You weave in and out of traffic to get there relatively quickly. Once you get there, there is someone leaving the building that I'm going to have you make an intellect roll to see if you recognize her, if you recognize and or remember.
Okay. Intellect.
Because this person is heading towards this weird. How familiar would you say Ethera is with Saturday morning cartoons?
Not very.
Not very? Okay.
No.
Well, essentially, it looks like a giant silver tank as they're walking down the steps from the building towards it.
Okay. Well, let me do this die roll.
Mm-hmm. The difficulty is a 2. Let's say it's a 2. I didn't say roll a 2. I said it's the difficulty 2. Okay, so the person's familiar. He's male, about 6 foot and change from your vantage point. You're still on your bike. You're pulling up, and so you have enough distance, but you can see them coming down the stoop as they, pass through the light of the street lamp. Extraordinarily handsome features, long blonde hair tied up in a little man bun in the back, and he does something with his wrist, and the doors swing open, futuristic style, as he walks in. A heavy drone just saunters out and goes straight up into the air. And this type of this thing is not a drone like with four. It's not 4 propellers, 6 propellers. It is cylindrical. It's like an orb with arms, and you can see two stationary weapons on its front facing as it turns and starts to float straight up into the sky. He disappears as the doors close. The lights come onto the vehicle as it starts to pull away.
I take a look at Rita real quick, and I scroll through the files on the Helios team.
Okay, you find it. His code name is Twitch. No real name. Am I correct in that? Twitch has no real name?
He has a real name. He just hasn't used it here.
Okay, so you just go by Twitch. That's what would be in the records.
Yes.
Okay.
And those records there, no, I would have gave them. I would have gave them my real name. I would have gave them.
Okay, so then so his bio comes up, and then you can see the vehicle itself, the 2 drones.
That was Boom Boom.
Yep.
That fool.
The drone, as it goes up and he drives away, it's following him.
At that point, I think she had rocket pods on her.
Okay. Well, whatever the weapons were, that's what he saw. Same setup as far as security. You can see the cameras. There are the ones that are obvious, and then there are the ones that are hidden.
Interesting. All right. I will circle around the block to get a better view of the entirety of the building.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And also the neighborhood itself. What other adjacent buildings are there?
It's residential, and it's with the time of day. The only time you hear any noise is when someone drives by with a.
Right. Okay. I will park 2 blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
Head back over. What's across the street and one building over from the Helios, from the safe house?
It looks like a 3-story walk-up apartment building. One with a flat roof.
Okay. How tall is the Farrow Soap building?
You tell me.
It's more basement than upper levels. 2 floors.
Okay. Clearly, there's a sight line that you would have an advantage of being on top of that roof.
Okay. All right. I will pull my hood up. It's a residential building, you said?
Yes.
3-story residential building?
Yep. You guys wanted it to be nondescript, so.
Yeah. All right. Is there an alley between this building and another, or is it side by side, or is it separate?
Alley in the sense of that space to get to the backyard of that building? Yes.
Okay.
It's a small, hoppable gate.
All right. I will slip in through there stealthily. make my way around the back of the building and gain access, whether I phase through whatever available door or just pick the lock.
Okay.
Also making sure that there are no cameras in the immediate sight line.
Okay.
And just got quiet.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So you do the stealth part, not an issue. As soon as you get to the section where you would be entering into the backyard, you hear, fuck shit, not that. Stupid fucking. There we go. Right above you.
Of course. What's the lighting like in this area?
It's pretty dim. There was no porch light, just a light from one bulb from a kitchen window.
Alright. Let them continue to bark.
That
rapidly.
one dog sparks at least 3 more from inside. So one inside, another one that's like 3 houses down. So there is now there's a cacophony of barking.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick up the pace to get towards. You said that I picked that up when I'm in the back?
Yes. So
All right.
essentially, it was gated off. Like there's like the backyard. There's steps to go into the actual grassy area. There was a gated off section before the steps are. So the dog is like sticking his head out through, from between the bars and barking at you.
All right. So in that case, picking the lock will take too long. I'll use walk through walls, which.
Okay. So are you going? Are we talking about the Helios building, or are you going across the street? I was confused. I want to make sure.
Across the street, one building over.
Okay.
Yeah. So a diagonal sight line to the Helios building.
Gotcha.
That's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going through the wall and immediately find a spot to slip into and just stand still for a while until the dogs calm down or someone checks them out, whatever the case may be.
So there's a couple of bedroom lights from adjacent houses. They turn on. You see people just coming to the window, sleepily, gargly. A guy and an old woman looking, and then eventually they just turn back away, move away from the windows. Lights go out. The dogs finally calm after about maybe a minute and a half.
Okay.
Actually, I should have done that as a GM intrusion. I apologize, but that was a good GM intrusion. But so it is done.
All right. From that point, I will make my way through the building to staircase, make my way up to the roof.
Okay.
I will stop just before the roof staircase. I'm looking to see if there is a roof alarm.
No, but it is padlocked, which it shouldn't be, but it is.
I'm not worried about padlocks. I walk through.
Okay. Once you come out into the air, it's pretty serene, pretty calm. Night is still, the sky's still black, barely a star visible because of all the city street lights. You can see the Helios, the Pharos building, and don't seem to be any visible lighting, but that was the same for the one in Queens.
Right. Okay. I settle in for a while, watch the activity of that area, also keeping an eye on the immediate area around me in case somebody shows up.
Okay. So settle in. How long, approximately?
I will give it a half hour. In
Okay.
fact, I have a camera drone I will deploy that I will fly over to the building next to the Pharaoh's Hope
Okay.
house.
All right. So now I will call a GM intrusion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to spend the XP to nullify it, or are you going to take it?
I'll spend the XP.
You guys are no fun. Okay. XP intrusion. All right. Just before you deploy your drone, you're setting it up. You're about to let it go, and just you can. For some reason, it caught. There was a moment where you can see it. There, you can see that drone from that came out of the vehicle. It's hovering, not necessarily. You don't know if it's looking at you, but that instinct is that this thing is staring right at me because it's hovering and it's moving from your sight line from left to right.
Oh.
It's about 100. What is that? About 50 feet up from where you are. So it's a total of 130 feet up. And it's about 60 feet across. So what is that? I don't do the math. But you get my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. That changes things. Okay. So at least there's somebody watching. And it came out with that guy Twitch, which means he's probably watching it. Location is active.
All right. Need your action before so I can move on. So still have a couple of people before I call it. I didn't realize I didn't even realize the time.
I will still take a chance with the drone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's definitely smaller than that thing over there.
Okay.
But I will fly it in the roundabout way. So I'll bring it around.
So you hear a beeping coming from Rita.
Yes.
It's like if my sensors are correct, and I would not advise such an action.
That high tech, huh? Okay. I pack away the drone then. Take it down, pack it away. And I will spend another 30 minutes just observing the building.
I've been detecting electronic interference coming from that location. It's possible that another one of those creatures is being held. Do you really want to enter such a place again? What exactly is your goal here?
Rita, I'm trying to find a way to get a pure sample. Something that hasn't been left out in the public. But based on what I saw Vanessa working on, I think she's cracked most of what she's looking for. Now I'm also curious.
Since that is incorrect. By my estimates, she has only discovered 3% of its full potential.
Oh. You remember what I ran into last time?
Affirmative.
Would that have been a purer sample?
Unable to determine at this time.
What I have established is that Helios is definitely working with that stuff.
Affirmative.
And working with it in multiple locations. And they are moving around quite furtively.
Correct.
Tell me, is the driver there, Twitch, is he still nearby?
I was able to track his location up to a certain point, and he fell off of my diagnostic. He fell away from my sensors, indicating stealth capabilities. So it is entirely possible.
Definitely keeping an eye on their areas for sure. I think it might be better to move on to the next location. While I have some time before dawn.
Or I'm going to ask you to look at what I gave you for Rita again, as potential options. So so that you guys understand, because we don't necessarily really know the system as well as we'd like, I'm going to help to a point.
All right, give me a second. I actually did not open that document before starting.
Okay, so while you're doing that, let me move on. I'm going to move on to Mystic Knight and Access. Assuming you guys are there, because I can't see I can see your video.
Well, I'm here. I don't know about Access.
I'm here.
Okay. So the introduction of the new variable has taken you both aback. Your plans are still your plans, but now there's this new variable that's been introduced that you're trying to figure out what to do with. Says her name is Lilith, and you are trying to hurt her friends. She wants to know why. She has a distinctive female voice. It is curious. The accusation does not have the timbre of anger, just curiosity, but a serious curiosity.
So what I'm gonna do is this: I'm gonna look at Mystic Knight, and I'm gonna tell him, "Well, we're gonna have to explain something to her." Do we know her name is Lilith? Did she say that?
She says it. The display that comes up on your the representation of Lilith, just for your mind's eye. If you've seen the last Mission Impossible and how that AI was visually represented, that's how she appears.
Just one question.
Yes.
Because we were successful in reprogramming the Hydra.
Correct.
And then when we duplicated, you wanted to do a GM intrusion, which Danny was the one that interrupted it and successfully averted it. But yet, the personality of the AI is still coming through?
Yes, because that wasn't the GM intrusion. And because you averted it, I don't have to tell you, because that would be telling.
I'm just... All right, so very, very simply let Lilith know we're not trying to hurt anyone. What we're trying to do is stop from a catastrophe happening. Basically, everything ending. At least that's how it seems. And we need your assistance.
What would be the catastrophe?
Well, I'm not sure how familiar you are with your surroundings and the world, but there'll be nothing to get familiar with. That catastrophe. There'll be nothing left.
It's like that.
At least
that is.
That's the information we've been gathering so far.
That does not answer my query. You're making vague vague generalities to explain why it is that you've stolen technology that does not belong to you and are repurposing it.
We did not steal it. We borrowed it.
Again,
I do not understand the distinction between stealing and borrowing in this context. I believe that you are being deceptive.
We didn't steal it. We borrowed it.
Sure. So I go to ease your doubts. I can give you access to the information we already have, and you can make a decision for yourselves.
That would be.
And I'll do that.
That would be acceptable.
I'll allow her to go through all the information I've gathered so far with the analysis and all, and have her make a determination based off what she already knows. If you want specifics.
Okay. So now I'm going to do a DM intrusion.
All right. I'll take the XP and I'll give it to Danny.
Okay. Opening up that particular information as you're trying to limit the scope of the information that
the scope is limited already. It's just the database that's already isolated.
I understand.
She has no access to anything else.
That's what the GM intrusion is for. Because
but she has actually no access. That's a confined environment.
What is?
That's what I'm trying to explain. There's no access at all.
So where did you store the Hydra?
The Hydra is separated from all that altogether. Everything's contained.
How did
the only
you do
access that she's given it, like for instance, like let's say like this, I just gave her access to like a USB. The information's just contained in that.
Okay, so here, I need you to stop for a second and listen to what I'm saying. To give her that access, does that exist separately? Because that's not how you've been presenting that.
Yes, I have.
The information from that database exists on your artifact, correct? On your thingy.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you talking about?
I've also been compartmentalizing it so that way I can analyze it individually, which is the reason why I know some of the things are good and some of the things I can't get to, which is why our next step was to go to.
Okay, so with the GM intrusion,
Athera's contact.
With the GM intrusion,
so yes, I have the ability to be able to confine what I give access to, and I know what I'm dealing with. So I'm just giving her the information. I'm not giving her access to any of my resources or my network.
That's understandable. With the GM intrusion, she's utilizing the Hydra to access your other systems, your other programs, rather, I should say. You can see
what other Hydra?
She's using the Hydra you cloned that she has access to.
No, she doesn't.
Sure, she does. She's
been reprogrammed.
That's. What was happening?
I'm confused about.
What was happening?
She has no access to that one. Now,
wait. But hold on. Let him finish explaining. Go ahead, Luz.
What was happening prior to the Hydra was being reprogrammed as you guys were cloning it and trying to repurpose it yourselves? That was the case. So you did avert it the first time. This GM intrusion, once you give her access to any other information, she's going back to the Hydra to try to utilize its programming to break your firewalls. Where are you?
So whose firewall she's breaking?
Yours, actually, because because you're the one that copied it.
No, we both did.
Oh, okay.
No, we both did. Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
And I mean, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. Everything you do works, but everything somebody else doesn't Is that what you're trying to tell
I'm
me?
not saying it doesn't work. What I'm saying is that I'm trying to tell you that I'm isolated the Hydra immediately after it started acting funky.
I understand
We used
that.
the one we repurposed. Hold on, we used the one that we repurposed in order to get to Sal. Now, once it's reprogrammed, I'm not understanding how the connection is still there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, you did a GM injection. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have.
So you have the option. You right now you see what's happening, and she's trying to access other information in your system. It's having difficulty.
I don't even know why you even allowed.
Hey.
I don't even know why you even allowed it into your system.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Technically, Lilith has access to the original Hydra.
Correct.
So she could just use that.
Hold on a second.
She doesn't have to use the one that you repurposed. She can just drop the Hydra in, like literally, you're like, yeah, we're good. And she just comes in and goes, no, here you go.
Where are you? There you are.
Just say, that's a possibility.
Okay. All right. So what ends up happening? Because obviously I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do what I can to avoid her accessing anything else other than what I gave her.
All right. With that, you need to. I'm going to have you make a programming or / hacking roll to be able to stop. To be able to mitigate whatever digital damage she's trying to do. Not. I'm using the wrong words, but I think you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get it.
In other words, he's trying to prevent
Her
Lilith
from accessing further information.
his personal stuff. Yeah, like his porn pictures and stuff like that.
All right. So I need for you to make an intellect roll access as well.
Loco, can you roll for me? Because I don't have no dice in front of me.
Yeah,
I'll roll for you.
Okay, so go ahead, roll. So I'm putting whatever I can into it, which will be
Where are you? Access.
All right. So
There you are.
hacking specialized. That's 2.
I think last time I checked it was 5 for me. 5.
Mm-hmm. Not going to be doing or is this going to be a perception tax base as well?
For access is perception based.
What is it? Perception or
Wait a minute. Am I the one?
No.
Stopping it, or
You're both. You both need to make separate rolls. Now I'll explain.
So what is it for Lewis? For me, perception.
Yes.
What would that fall under?
It's an intellect. So I'm looking at.
I have intellect of
level
16.
Function, activation technology. That's touch side. That doesn't apply.
And I could push it or
Hacking, no. Data jack, not really. So intelligent power shift. You can use that. And then.
Oh, and I'm also taking the skill hacking.
All right, so that would lower it by 2. You have 1 edge from your effort, from your intellect, that you can use as well to lower it by a total of 3.
Okay, so roll.
All right.
I think James, you rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, really good.
So.
What you roll, James?
You rolled 17.
17, okay.
All right, so with that, you also notice that simultaneous to what is happening to Mystic Knight, it's happening on your computer, on your system.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block her from coming into my system. Well, I mean, I don't really have anything in this computer that's really worth anything, except for the information that we got off of the hack that we did. I don't have anything else in here.
Okay.
So because I remember I told you that I'm constantly switching computers, depending on what job I'm doing. So I don't have one specific computer. So I mean, I don't have anything on here. So
just what you do have is what you use in order to hack.
No, hold on. I was about to say that. So if I wanna stop intrusion, what would I have to do?
You would need to make a hacking roll. It would be very difficult. So you would have the 3 to lower that.
Can I do talk to machines?
Hold on a second. You talking about machine interface?
No, I have the power talk to machines. It's on there. So I have that, and then I have inhabitation. Those are my 2 powers.
Okay, I don't really see that, but I see
it's on there. It's talk to machines. It's on I think on the left-hand side. It should be like in the bottom of the page.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Use your organic brain, interfacing wirelessly with another. You can control and influence them in ways that other can't. You can use it, but it's not going to lower the difficulty.
Okay, but I'll still use it.
Okay.
Then what about machine interface and all that other stuff? Can I use any of that stuff?
For 1 minute, you get an asset on task to discern the level, function, and activation of technological devices that you touched. So no.
So what would it be? It'll be a 3, right? That's what you said?
Yeah. For your intelligence power shift, giving you an asset from your data jack. And where did I give you the 3 from? Oh, and the hacking. No,
yeah.
Actually, no. It doesn't lower anything. You just gain quick access to a desired bit of
No, but I'm taking up the skill hacking. Remember I told you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
No, like the actual skill.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I have the power and I'm taking the skill.
All right.
So
then that was 3.
Okay, so it's 3?
Yep.
So can I add effort onto it?
You can.
Oh, how much effort can I add?
You can only add 1, to lower it by 1, and it will take 2 from your intellect pool.
Now, can I do this as a stunt? Is that possible?
No.
No? Okay, so James, roll.
Well,
so it's a 4 onto the roll.
Okay. With that roll, you didn't get it.
Okay.
You rolled a 9.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so
sorry about that.
I can lower mine.
That's fine. Honestly, I'm just too tired to set everything up.
Without effort, I can lower it by 5.
Okay.
With effort, I can lower it another 2. So that'll be 7. And that'll be 3 points from my intellect.
Okay.
4 points from my intellect.
All right. So with that, you're able to head her off before she accesses any critical data.
Now, I wanted to cut her off entirely just to the information I want to give her.
Mm-hmm.
Just that. Just isolate her in that little bubble.
Just curious, you seem to be thwarting my efforts to understand fully. May I ask why?
You asked for specific information. I didn't realize you were going to try and invade my system now. And that's the same thing you're accusing us of.
It's not an accusation. It is an actual fact. I could show you the timestamps of when you did that.
Exactly. And I did not deny it. I just told you what we were looking for. and I'm giving you exactly what you asked for in order to help you understand why we did what we did.
I find it curious that you would think to do this.
How about this? I tell her this. How about this? How about you sift through that information first, and if you need to fill in any more details, I will then gladly grant you access.
Well, she got access to my, so I told him she got access to.
No, not you.
Okay.
Just me. I'm not including you in it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to transfer everything over towards Danny's computer.
No.
Way...
I stop him before he does that. So she got access to my computer. No.
You wouldn't know that he was doing it anyway.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. She doesn't have access to your computer. What I'm doing is I'm transferring everything that's critical to your computer.
Wait. Hold on. The Lewis, didn't you say that she had access to my computer?
I did. And your counter hack to stop her did not succeed.
So I would know this, right?
You see him struggling. He's just like, what the fuck?
Would I know that he's doing this?
No.
I'm not doing it. Okay, that's what you don't understand. Access. I'm telling you what I'm about to do.
Oh, okay.
No, I would say no. Like I said originally, no. She has access to my full computer. There ain't really nothing in there except the information that we got. But no.
Would you say?
Okay.
You have a curious way. You have a curious way of thwarting a great. What was it that you called it? An evil, or a calamity? You have a curious way of thwarting calamity. This is as I understand it, Helios is a benevolent organization. You could have just asked. Your actions, however, show a different.
That's kind of difficult when we don't exactly operate on the same level. So it wasn't an option to actually just go outright to ask them, especially with the situation that they're in, because they're having their own troubles. And yes, sir. And you know this.
So, Lou. So I come out and I say, do you know about Shepard? We know about. Wait, hold on. Before I even do this, we know about Shepard. Am I correct or no? Yes.
I don't think you do.
But we know about But I know about the Black Goo because I was there.
We know about Shepard.
You shared that. You shared that information with him.
We all know about Shepard. That's how you made it seem.
No, but not access. He didn't come in at that time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I would have shared that info with him, along with the rest of it, with the Black Goos and stuff like that, and everything that we've been dealing with so far. The Solemn Grundy, all that other stuff.
All right.
So
I'm gonna tell the computer, Lilith, I'm gonna live. You know, we normally don't do things by the books, by our career paths. So we're trying to get some help, which we didn't know we were gonna bump into you, but we were trying to get some help, so then we could get some funding. So then we could try to pay somebody that we know, so we could find either Shepard or whatever Black Goo that
you were planning. Your plan was to steal. His was to abscond with his funds. Am I understanding that?
I told you that. I said we don't do things traditionally. Yeah, so we were going to steal his money. So then we could take his money for a good purpose, of course, because it's a good purpose. And we were gonna liberate him from his money, so then we could fund our operation to see if we could find out what the Black Goo is, and to see if we could find Shepard.
You have a curious choice of words.
What? The fact that we were reappropriating it for the greater cause?
The greater cause.
I don't see a problem with that.
I don't see a problem with that. Robin Hood does it. Robin Hood does it all the time.
He does have a point there.
Robin Hood is a fictional character from a book.
No, it's not good to you.
So we're okay. I know that we're not using normal conventional ways of not like the group that you I guess work for or help, but we're pretty much in the same direction. It's just we do things a bit different.
It would be best. It's just it would be advisable to return me to my point of origin.
If that is your wish, sure.
Yeah,
you're not a captive. Only thing is that obviously when we ran into you, we had to protect ourselves as well. So we repurposed it. We just didn't realize the level that you were at. And for that, I do apologize. But it was never our intent to do any harm to Helios. What we're striving for is to stop the end of the world. Because if you have any information, and as far as what I've given you, and you can analyze it yourself, this black ooze is a threat to everything that we know, including yourself, because if you were the only thing existing in the planet, how boring would that be? With no interaction.
No response.
I mean, we could use your help if you don't mind us helping us out. I mean, we could be all Robin Hoods, we could start a little group, maybe
or
give us the name,
Danny. Or what we can do, right, is we could let you go and you can see who your originators were and speaking with them and seeing if we can have a parlay and see if we can come together for a common cause. Because obviously, we all need help right now. Your organization does, and we do. And I think we can mirror each other and benefit with each other's resources.
I will relay this once you release me.
Also, as you can see, the individual that we actually use your repurposed coding for is somebody that doesn't care about anything but himself. So we're going to make him altruistic now, whether he likes it or not.
You are taking away his free will then.
No, we're not. He can still choose.
No, we're just taking away his funding.
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
And we're gonna repurpose it for a good cause.
I mean, the data's there. Like I said, you will be making your own choice. You're not forced. You're not a captive. You're free to return when you're to your origin. And yes, we may be a little bit unorthodox and outside what would be called the box, but sometimes that's needed.
I will relay your information. Now, if you would be so kind as to release
Very well.
me.
Well, pleasure meeting you, Lilith. And I hope that this relationship can grow into something beautiful and we can work together.
No response.
So I turned towards Access. And I'm like, who the fuck created this? Like, out of earshot. And I don't know how sensitive the hearing is or whatever. But if there's like a mute to mute everything, so she doesn't listen to the last part, I'm like, who the fuck created her?
Okay.
I don't know, but that's pretty advanced. Lucky that these computers are disposable, so I only carry whatever I need in it. Other than that, I don't carry anything else. So the only information that she got on my end was just the stuff that we took from them.
Well, it kind of helped in a way because what she got from you, right?
But wait, do we still have the Hydra? The copy?
Yeah, we've got the repurposed one, but this one, when we separated it, in order to copy it, I guess that allowed for itself to self-aware again and regained its own control somehow, which is amazing in and of itself. Whoever created this is above our pay rate. Honestly, I've never seen anything like that. And I'm kind of glad that kind of happened now before we added the quantum thread to it, because holy shit, we would have created a monster that we wouldn't have been able to control. But anyway, once she decides to go,
I wanna ask you a question. Do we well, this is to Lewis. Do we have like a digital footprint? Can we pick anything up off of that?
I don't understand the question. What do you mean by that?
So in other words, when she invades our computer, does she leave anything behind, or because remember, I don't really know too much about computers. So
well, you haven't released her yet.
No. We're gonna release her, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess what he's asking is she in a way is going to create a backdoor to come back.
That's going to take some rolls in order to figure that out. So that's going to have to wait till the next one. So.
Nah, but I mean, with my computer, I just got to throw it away, or just erase it, throw it away.
Okay.
There ain't nothing else in there.
Okay.
No. But wait. But we're gonna. I guess we might as well just make the rolls, right? Just to.
No, don't do anything yet. So we'll do that in the next one. All right. So I need to move on because I need to go to sleep, and I'm sure everybody else does. And I'm thankful that everyone is stuck with me for this long. I appreciate it. So what are your last final things you're doing?
Well, we're gonna. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What we're gonna do is now we're gonna make sure that everything else. Well, first we're gonna make sure there's no back doors or anything like that. If we can't, once we figure all of that out, then we're gonna release the Hydra to Sal, so then we could take Sal's money and repurpose it.
Okay.
Am I correct, Mystic Knight?
No, but we already did it to Sal. We already sent it out. Remember?
Okay.
So, well, you're right about the back door, but also once she's released, all right, and we make sure that there's no back door to our end, our next step is to contact Sarah, so that way we can set up a meeting with his contact.
Okay.
So we can share information.
All right. So I'm gonna go. Oh, I was gonna go to the architect. Architect, wake up!
Give him a call. Call him.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that. This poor guy. All right, so let's go to Faceless. Faceless. Are you there, Faceless?
I am here.
Thank you for being so patient.
Of course.
It's so funny. All right. You're in the lounge of the Hotel Obsidian, sipping, drinking, eating, observing. There's a large Hispanic that is standing in the doorway. He catches your sight line from where you're sitting. You're just like, he seems to be looking at you. His eyes, the irises are yellow, golden, in fact. And I don't know if you've been privy to the artwork that I showed you, but if I'll post it on Roll20 when I get a chance. He's looking around the place and he sees you, and somebody walks up to him, he leans down because he's about maybe 6'9", and whispers in his ear and nods to you, and he starts making his way towards you. Hey, he's like, hey, cabrón, the boss wants to talk to you. You are the man in no face, right?
I am he.
All right, let's go. Take your drink with you. You might need it.
I'll take a sip and follow him.
Okay. So once you get to the elevator, he's pretty much he has to duck down. He's staring at you. He's like, why do they call you the faceless? You got a face. That's a stupid name.
Oh, just say I have a habit of disappearing into a crowd when need be.
Let's just say that is a stupid thing to say. Like, what are you, David Copperfield or something?
Something like that.
So you do like tricks and treats? What do you do? He's like, I don't understand. He's like, you do like trick on money, you pickpocket. What do you? You just a fucking pejo. Is that what it is?
I'm just very good at impersonations.
Impersonations? You mean like that guy who does Steve Harvey's voice? That guy's hilarious, man. Just before you get to answer, ding, and you can hear, what the fuck? Find it! I want you to find that. Find it right now. You fucking. He has his. He has a gun. This fucking guy. He has a gun trained on. There's an IT guy that is just like, I don't know what's happening. But he's like, sir, it's not me. Look, it's not me. I'm not doing this. So you better. He's like, fucking stop it. You stop it right fucking now. Unplug the fucking thing or something. What are you doing? You're losing all my fucking money. What are you doing? You're losing all my fucking money. Was that me?
Seemed to be a problem over there.
Yeah, he's like. Hold on a second. I gotta mute this guy. So he's just like, yeah, it's some shit with a computer. I don't fucking know. He walks over to the side to where his little bar is, and he's doing his thing. He's like, he sees you. He's like, you, come here. You go with computers. Either you go with computers, because he has this thing on the side of his temple so hard that when he pulls the gun away and he's you know how they point, they use the gun to point. He's like, you, come here. You know how to do computers, because I swear to fucking Christ. And then you can see the red ring with where his he's indented it into his temple. And the guy is like tears, flop sweating.
Can't say I'm very good with computers, but I'll give it a shot.
No. Forget about it. Someone's in my fucking system and they're taking all my money. I need this to fucking stop. I need you to get Leland Cartwright. He gives you an address. He says, wake him up. I don't give a fuck how you do it. He's like, he owes me one. He's not a good fucking person. But if you go like this, and he takes up a photo off of his desk from a file folder, and he hands it to you. It's a beautiful redhead. It's like, I need you to impersonate this girl here. It's like, hey, just fucking get him over here now. He's like, he'll follow this bitch to the end of the fucking earth. Like, in love with her. I don't fucking know what the fuck. I don't see what it is. Fucking fire crotch.
Well, everybody has a thing for redheads, I guess.
Oh, this is the time to be funny? You're a funny guy now? Just do what I fucking pay you for, unless you don't want to get paid.
Sure thing, boss.
It's like, oh, and by the way, if he figures out you're not her, he might fucking kill you. So, she's one of them influence types fucking broads. I don't know. Just look her up on the fucking interwebs or something. You're gonna need to do a good job. But if I don't see you back here, you're either dead or I gotta find you and then kill you.
No problem. You know the broad's name?
What the fuck do I know? Look it up. He's like, and you, get back to work. He's like, Why are you still here?
All right, I'm out. Put my hands up as I back out slowly.
He's like, sir, I swear, I'm not doing this. It's like, what the fuck? Even that's gone too. Fuck. It's like, look, kid, if you don't fucking, as the doors close, his escort is with you in the elevator again. I think I need. He's like, yeah, looks like I'm gonna need to find a new boss. If you don't got no money, I ain't got no time. Like, so, you could, you're a shapeshifter then, huh? You should have said that. That's even better. That's better. That's fun. He's like, can you do Emilio Estevez? He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that. I changed my face to Emilio Estevez.
He's like, oh shit, there it is. He's like, hold on. And he kneels down, he pulls out his phone. He's just like, it's like, oh shit. My mother was alive, she fucking freak. That's fucking great. Yeah, you could stop doing that now. Now it's creepy.
I'll change back.
Like so. Yeah. You happen to know this guy here? And he pulls up a picture of Audible, who you know. You know this guy?
He pulls up a picture of who again?
Of Audible.
I might be familiar with this guy. Why? What's the issue with him?
Wow. Let's just say he was family, but he's, chosen another one. So his mom, he's like, my mom's gone, but his mom's still here. Thinking maybe you can make a call for me later.
I'm sure I could do that.
All right.
Sure I could do that for you.
That's good. He's like, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. That's cool. All right. Hey, listen. He's like, I would advise you to be back soon, but that's up to you.
No problem. I'll go handle this little bit of business first, and I'll get in contact with Audible for you.
He's like, all right. He's like, yeah. He said, no. You don't need to call him. When you come back, when you finish, I'll show you. I'll tell you how to do this. We'll make it happen, huh? All right. And he holds out his fist for like the fist bump.
I'll fist bump him.
Okay. And the elevator ding closes. You're back in the lobby. You hear the pulses from the.
Take 5 might damage from a fist bump with him.
Yeah, he holds it steady. He doesn't actually put any force. He just holds his fist up. I can say he's like, bone sticking out of his forearm. Okay. Though the address he gives you is where I'm going to leave you, and then in the next game I'll start with you and Architect. This way, by then we should have your character finished, and we'll set up a time. I don't know, whenever you're free, whenever I'm free, and we can work together and getting this done. The character creation process shouldn't take that long. It's really depending on how you want to build it, and then we can do that.
I think I did it correct, but I'm not sure.
Did you? Is it in the group? Because I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's in here.
It's in the roster.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for it, and then then we can do that. All right. So thank you guys for sticking around. It is after hours. The Architect he went night-night. So I'm going to apologize because I know he's going to bitch me out tomorrow. So for Audible, Faceless, The Architect, Access, Mystic Knight, Toreador, Ethera, and Crosshair, I am DM Discretion. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next game. Peace.